not hard to, but it's just you just have to be disciplined to look at that and be looking out for it. But if you are, like when I gave the case study with the $2 ebook I was selling, that was the reason I was able to scale, because I knew it was like the stats were consistent. If somebody bought that ebook, it was like consistently 3% of those people were going to buy that higher end product where I got $100 commission. It was like consistent. So I knew that. So it's like as long as I can afford to pay, or spend $1 per opt-in or $1 to get that person to come in and buy the book or whatever, I knew that I would make money. So that's really key.
Hey, Rico, I want to interrupt you, but yeah, let's cut that there, and we'll have to table that for our next webinar, because it's getting late. I do want to get these people. Everybody wants to hear this massive data method. Just real quick before we move on, though, this last bullet that he said is really important, because, for example, let's take like one of those ClickBank products, for example. Okay, so let's just say like you might lose a little bit of money like up front for each opt-in that you get there, but based on the follow-ups that you send them like in a week's time, you might make up your money, or you might make a profit, and at the end of a month, you definitely make a profit. So that's going to determine how much money you can spend on traffic. So say, for example, so if you have, okay, look, I have say 10 grand I could spend, or I can spend $1,000 a day, if you can, if you look at how much money that you're going to make in a week, especially if you can, like a CPA type of thing where you can get paid every week or whatever, then you can kind of, that's what you need to kind of calculate. Okay, I can spend this much, because you can actually probably spend a lot more than you think. Because again, that's why I said, if you could just break even up front, or even get a small loss up front, but be even after a week or be even after a month, then you own that lead after that, and it's yours free and clear. And so then after that, you're sending traffic to it, and you're making money. Like I asked that question about what's the people's favorite traffic source, and the smart answer, and what several people said, was that your own email list, and that's true. So if you could, again, just break even on that. We call it a self-liquidating offer. Okay, have an offer up front that's enough to pay for that traffic, to pay for that lead. But you need to know what period of time. Okay, you need to know what period of time it is. So you need to know how much you're making a week, how much you're making a month, 6 months, etc. And then that's how you can kind of base your budget. But this is like the RO metric stuff is really important, and is very key. And I do want to spend the proper amount of time on it, especially for the more advanced people that can really use this information. But because we're going like 4.5 hours now, let's I don't want to keep the people waiting. So let's go ahead and get into a little thing that we talk about.
Okay. All right. Let me go.
If they're ready, I don't know if they're ready for it, but
don't
be scared out there.
I think the people who will be ready will.
You guys been on for 4.5 hours. You guys have really shown some serious stamina, and I appreciate it. So all right, here we go.
All right. So basically, like I was mentioning, like these massive data monetization techniques. These are how to build like massive lists really, really quickly, and basically, what it comes down to, it comes down to buying data, and when I say data, like buying leads. It's like you can generate leads by buying them on traffic sources, or you can just buy the leads directly, from people who've already generated them from other methods. You just buy them directly from them. And I'm not talking about buying, a couple leads here and there. I'm talking about buying massive amounts of leads and then doing something very specific with them to funnel them in. So basically, there's different ways, there's different types of leads that you can buy. And Greg was mentioning earlier, like the best type of lead is like a buyer lead. He's like, if you're going to have any type of list, a list that has buyers on it is going to be your best list. And I mentioned that, and sometimes if you're just straight up buying leads, from somebody else, from a lead broker, those leads are going to typically be the most expensive, the buyer lead, but they're probably going to yield the most on the back end for you. The most common leads, in the market that we're in, basically the CPA affiliate marketing industry, essentially, is opt-in leads. When you get these email submit leads, and people are entering their information, and by entering their information, they're agreeing to receive relevant offers from partners. So essentially, you talk to these companies who sell those leads. When they say, you'll be getting emails from relevant partners, what they're meaning is like they're going to essentially sell that email address or sell whatever data is the name, email, phone number to third parties, which would be us. If you're the affiliate, you would buy the leads from them, and then you would mail other offers to them. It could be your own offer, it could be CPA offers, it could be other affiliate products. So a lot of people, and the reason that we're hesitant to talk about this, because some people be like, "Oh, this is spam," I was like, what this is compliant, but some people think it's from, if you're on these lists and you're getting all these emails, think it's controversial. But like we were saying earlier, controversial or not, if you're not getting people complaining, and not complaining in a bad way, but just saying, "Oh, you're marketing too aggressively" or whatever, then you're probably leaving money on the table essentially. So this is a way that you can tap into. I don't want to say it's advanced, but you kind of have to know what you have to be able to maneuver through it so that you're funneling the leads properly, because you can buy massive amounts of leads. And for instance, with co-registration leads, you will use, when I showed the Opt Intelligence form, we buy leads from we don't advertise within Opt Intelligence, in the sense that, when you see that Opt Intelligence form and there's a bunch of advertisers that you can get information from, we wouldn't necessarily advertise there, but we will buy the leads from people that get them. So we might be buying our own leads back, which has happened a lot of times, where we buy our own leads back essentially, but there's just such a massive quantity of data that's coming in that it's the amount that you get, and the cost per each record or each lead is very small. Yes, this is something that we do right now. This is something that literally this second, like as we speak, it's happening. So basically, yeah, this is something, but a lot of people are, who maybe are new to the industry, have never heard of doing it in this way, or knowing that that this is even possible to buy leads and essentially email them yourself and then funnel them in through various opt-in pages and monetization pathways. That's essentially what we do. But I'm just going to talk real quickly about these topics. So the co-registration leads, probably have gotten sold to multiple people. So there's other people that are also emailing those people, or maybe even following up with them by phone and direct mail. And then you have partial leads. What partials are basically is, if you go to a CPA offer, and like the BizOps that we were showing, that Greg showed, where the person has to enter their email address before they go to the long form sales letter, those people enter their name, phone number, email address, maybe only 5% of them, maybe 3 to 5% of them will actually buy something. So the rest of them are partial. They're just email addresses that actually haven't bought anything. But at the end of the day, they are real people for the most part. So there are companies that sell those lists. So the advertiser, the owner of that CPA offer, also known as the advertiser, basically that they do stuff with those leads. They monetize those leads. Other than selling them a product, they monetize them by selling them to third-party bulk emailers, essentially, to monetize them as well. So that's another profit stream for some of these CPA offers that a lot of people, I guess, aren't really aware of that happens in the industry. But there's not that many people talking about this stuff. But it's like an underground, you call it underground gold mine, essentially, of people just emailing other offers to people who've already opted into other offers and making money that way. It's very effective.
Yeah, let me make sure you guys get this, okay? Because this is like seriously key, okay? Like most affiliates, okay, we buy traffic, say from media buys, PPC, CPV, or whatever. We buy traffic, we send them to the offer, and like, especially say like as a free trial offer, okay? So then the first, when they're in the order process, they're trying to get the free trial. So they may put in, depending on the form, but they may put in their full contact, meaning, name, email, phone number, address, everything. And then they go to the next page to put in their credit card. Okay, well, obviously, like Rigo said, like 5 to 10% of them, actually put in their credit card. Okay, but they're actually in the act of buying. Okay, so you as an affiliate are spending your good money to produce this lead. I mean, obviously you only get paid for the ones that sell, that buy, but you're actually paying the money to produce a partial. Okay, you can get partials. You can get partials all day, every day. I mean, and Rico probably, I mean, he knows a lot more lead brokers than me, or this is data people than me. But I mean, I know myself personally, I bought partials for like 25, 30 cents a piece. Okay, now think about it. If you're a biz op, this is somebody that was in the process of ordering. Okay, they may not have ordered or finished ordering for a variety of reasons or whatever, but this is a pretty targeted lead. Okay, and this is, I mean, this is, and so if you're going to email, okay, if you're going to email, do you want to email to just general data? You want to email to people that have already, partially completed a BizOp form. You know what I'm saying? This is, and not just BizOp. You can get partials for skin offers. You can get partials for weight loss. You can get partials for whatever. But but if you're going to market to somebody, why not market to people that are already qualified that some other affiliate has already paid for the traffic to produce for you? I mean, it's a way better way to make money and to build a list. A way easier way to build a list. So I just want to interject that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but that's exactly right. Yeah, so I mean, this is not as simple as just setting up a PPC campaign, pulling some ads up, and running traffic. But like when you have the system set up, when you have the infrastructure set up, the ROI is crazy because you're targeting people where they've come from, and basically you can market relevant offers to them. So you can say, I just want people who have opted in or went through a BizOp pathway, or I just want people who went through a education pathway, or what people who went through a coupon pathway, and you can get those leads. And there's lead brokers. I mean, there's lots of different places out there that provide this. A lot of them don't advertise themselves publicly, because they don't need to. It's like this small group of people, you meet at these events and things like that are brokers, and you can say, buy them directly from them. And a lot of times, take consideration like the offers that you're running traffic to, more likely than not, will be selling the leads. That's happened to us where we ask them like, hey, can this happened a couple years ago, when I kind of accidentally was doing this before I was really realizing what I was doing. I was like, we've been sending traffic to you, and I need to. Is it possible that we can find out who the people who bought the product or who opted in? And because we had been sending traffic, they're like, yeah, sure, here are the leads. So I mean, essentially, are you giving us the leads back that didn't buy, so we could follow up with them again? Because we didn't have a mechanism at the time to do that. But the point is that you'd be surprised at some of these companies who will sell you the leads that you generate for them.
Yeah, and also the thing real quick too, you'd be surprised that like not everybody is monetizing these leads that well. I mean, I've been in Utah, I've been in call centers and stuff, and it's a whole bunch of money being left on the table by these guys. Or like first of all, not everybody even calls their partials, and then even if they do call them, it's all they do is call them. Okay, they don't email them, they don't do direct mail. I mean, because keep in mind, like I'm talking about, you can get a full, easily get a full record, name, email address, everything, 30 cents, so you can send a postcard to them, pretty cheap. I mean, you could do a lot of stuff, and like a lot of these guys are not monetizing this stuff, and so a lot of times you don't even have to buy it. You can make a deal, just make a rev share deal with them. Like, look, send me your parcels, I'll email them, I'll do whatever, I'll SMS them because you get the phone numbers, and then we'll just split the money. And again, people ask me like where we find this stuff. I mean, you find about networking. I mean, this is why, I tell you, go to the shows, go to Affiliate Summit, go to AdTech, go to these, LeadsCon, go to these different shows so you can meet people, because there's people there that have the data. There's people that are sitting on data. I mean, the last time I went, I don't know if it was Affiliate Summit before last or whatever, like, I had deals with like a couple of different people that just were sitting on, millions of records. Like, hey, you can do something with them. I mean, it's like that.
Yeah, literally, it is like it's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, so it's like it's just a matter of getting out there, establishing relationships, and doing it. And even on Facebook, I mean, you can network there. I mean, there's a lot of affiliate marketing Facebook groups or whatever. You can just start asking around. I mean, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at how many names that you can get at your disposal and that you can put through your funnel, and they can become, your list. I'm not saying you just buy those names and that's your list, but that's not your list, but that's like your universe. That's like, or you marketing to, but then you can put those names and emails, whatever, through your funnel, and then that becomes your list. But it's an easy, fast way to do it. I wouldn't say easy, but it's definitely a fast way to do it because you can literally buy, like, I mean, I don't even know what the limit. I mean, there's so much data out here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's really about how much, really, like how much you can handle it from an infrastructure basis. Like, and I don't want to basically just say company names because some of these companies, like, if you contact them, they'll be like, "Who are you? You know, how do you know me?" Like, they're not looking for, like, they don't look for. So what I recommend doing, because I don't want to just say company names and everybody runs to them and then it's like, well, they're not accepting me or they're ignoring me, because you have to kind of either be introduced or kind of know how to talk the conversation, so to speak. That's what Greg was saying, like going to these events and talking with these guys, because they're not advertised, they're not putting ads up that they sell this stuff. I'm just going to go back here real quick to one of my, so for the guys who are interested in this, so I know who is specifically interested in this and wants that type of information. I put a page up here earlier. Okay, here. All right. Can you guys see that page? No. All right, hold on. Okay, here, yeah. So go here if you're interested in like getting information about the companies and like how to do that. Just go to superaffiliaterockstar.com/email conversions, and I can give that, because that's not something I just want to give away to. I want people who are specifically interested in this type of method, because this is not for. While this works very well, it's not like you can just log in and sign up for an account and things like that. It's a little different. It's kind of like doing a media buy. You kind of have to talk with people and have some conversation. So I don't want to send you there dry without knowing what to do first. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to get into one last piece with the infrastructure piece of it. Okay, so basically, I mean, you're not going to buy a million email addresses and upload them to Aweber. It's just not. It's not happening. They're not going to let you do that. So you have to have an infrastructure in place. And this, honestly, if you think about all the costs involved, and it varies depending on how much data you buy, most of the cost involved is the infrastructure, like maintaining the servers. And when I say maintaining, like you can have a company do all this, but like the cost of the servers, IP addresses, and hygiene, and I'll talk about that, cleaning out the data. That's where a lot of your cost comes in. So that's why I said the ROI can be really high, because you're not paying per click. In some cases, you may be only allowed to send a certain amount of emails per month or per day out, but it's so large that you can do a lot with it. So again, I could talk about some emailing softwares like for bulk email. Just go to superaffiliaterockstar.com/email conversions, and I'll have kind of a video series, because I don't want people just thinking that they can just contact some of these companies. Some of them are private. They do not advertise their services like Captain knows people. And there's a lot of options as well. So for time's sake, I think it's just easier if you guys just opt in there. So you can get dedicated servers. You need some domains to mail from, without getting all technical. But these are kind of the main things that you need to enable you to deploy massive amount of emails and actually have them, get to the inbox with a decent percentage, with a decent inbox rate. And then one thing I will talk about specifically, hygiene service. Basically what that means is that a lot of times you're buying these email addresses. Some of them may be not formed properly. Maybe somebody entered their email address incorrectly. And maybe the company or the lead broker that you bought the leads from hasn't cleaned their lead. They haven't basically scrubbed the leads to make sure that there's no malformed email addresses, making sure there's no malicious email addresses in there and things like that. So there's hygiene services that you can pay money. You send them your list. They clean it out for any potential issues and things like that. So when you get that list back, it's a much better chance that you'll have a better deliverability, because it all comes down to deliverability, your ability to get to the inbox. So, and when you're dealing with these email softwares, that's the difference. Like some people, I'm sure, probably have tested this and they're like, oh, I got terrible results. It's because probably none of your emails got to the inbox. There's services out here that will promise they can send 1 million emails out for you for $99 or something like that, and then you get no results. It's because either they're not sending them for you or they're not hitting the inbox. So if you want to get like specific company information, it's if you just go to superaffiliaterockstar.com/email conversions, and because I have like a short video series on writing emails, and I can add some additional information for the guy specifically wanting that information. For buying data, I mean, it varies. It varies. Like Gerald, you're asking for buying data. Do you think I could get started with 20,000? Yeah, I mean, if you're buying buyer leads, 20,000 would be good. People who have bought something, But if you're buying leads that just enter their email address to get a free iPad, 20,000 may not be enough. To I mean, I'm not saying it won't be enough, but you may have to email those people much more often to get a better return on investment versus somebody who's bought, or a partial who somebody was in the process of buying and then emailing them. So it varies depending on where the leads came from and where they opted in originally. And just so you know, guys, these are people who said yes, I want to get more information from these aren't people that that we're not just taking random email addresses off the street. This is like all legit stuff. So just want to be clear about that. But it really comes down to the infrastructure that you have in place. Some places you could send out 1 million emails a day. Others you might be only send out 1 million a month. So so others you might be only send 50,000 a month. So it would be pointless to buy 1 million email addresses if you can only send 50,000 out a month. So there's a lot of factors that go into this. And there's a bit of a setup process, but when you have it set up and when it's running and when you have those emails going out, it's very lucrative from an ROI standpoint. And in the strategy, I mean, this is just the infrastructure. The final thing I wanted to talk about was the strategy involved, like, what we're doing with this. We're not just emailing them just for the sake of emailing them. We're funneling them into a database, our own database, and we're funneling them into what we call a whitelisted ESPs, which is the email service provider. So we funnel them into our own opt-in forms that are integrated with autoresponders that are whitelisted. What that means is that these autoresponders like Aweber and GetResponse and iContact, we're generating leads, through bulk emailing software. We're sending them to our own monetization pathways, our opt-in pages, essentially. Those opt-in pages are basically autoresponders that they're integrated with an autoresponder that is has a much higher chance of getting like a 90% plus inbox rate. Like I said before, getting to the inbox is the key. So, with the bulk email software, you're going to have a lower inbox rate than with a whitelisted autoresponder like Aweber and GetResponse, and that's why they don't allow you to upload 1 million email addresses to them, because if you send 1 million email addresses out through them and there's any potential spam complaints or bounce backs where the email's not a real email address and it bounces back, that messes up their reputation. They call it an IP reputation. It messes their reputation up. Therefore, their inbox rate would be lower for across the board. So it affects everybody on their network. So if somebody is sending unsolicited emails to bad email addresses on Aweber, it may affect you if you have an Aweber account. So they are very strict about making sure that only people who have opted in through their opt-in forms are on their list. And you can do that by using these bulk email softwares, funneling them in through these companies, and then at that point, now they're on your list. You're going to get high inbox rate, and you can build massive, 1,000 a day, basically. You can do it, especially when you have the infrastructure in place. This doesn't happen overnight, but when you set it up, and you can build these lists very quickly that way. And then at that point, you can send them to affiliate offers through, if you're using GetResponse or Aweber or iContact, you can send. And then but now you've built that list of people in a way that a lot of people do not talk about, that can be very effective. Like I said, this is not for everybody. That's why I said, I can get into the specifics for people who are specifically interested in that, because I know some people, just getting started with landing page, doing some PPV or PPC traffic would be, quicker to get started with. With this, there's going to be some time to set up the server, set up the softwares, get the data, have it cleaned out. So, I'm just being upfront about that. So, the guys who are serious, I'll definitely have a conversation with about this and kind of give you some contacts, so that you you can be properly equipped if you decide to go this route with traffic generation. But I would recommend, as you kind of go through the ranks of building a list and adding this into your portfolio of traffic generation techniques, because the ROI is nice when you get things set up properly. So do you guys have any questions? Does that make sense to some of you guys here on just one of these high-end traffic techniques? I'll do this. Yeah, okay. If you opt into email conversions, you're not going to get the emails right away. My staff, they're going to we want to make sure that the people who opt in actually pay for this training. We don't want to just send those emails out because things can. We don't want this just in the hands of everybody. So yeah, you won't get the videos immediately. You won't get the videos immediately. If you after you opted in, there's like a thank you page. It says we will. Actually, let me just go to it. So I need to try to explain. I can just show it to you here. So this is because I knew if we try to cover everything, we'd be on here for like 10 hours. So I just wanted to make sure we continue to give you some value. But so I'll just have a video series for you guys specifically for writing emails. So this is the page. If you go to email conversions, opt in here, just your email address that you want where the video should be sent to, and then your PayPal. Since everybody in here paid through PayPal, just enter your PayPal address so our staff can confirm that you've actually bought this and got access to it, because these can easily get out, in the open. Because as you see, it's on the Facebook page, and I don't think everybody on the Facebook page has paid, but no big deal. I'm not tripping. But that's why we always want to check, so we can preserve the people who have invested, preserve the value that you guys are getting here. And then after you enter, it just says success. After we verify your purchase, you will receive the video series. So that's the reason you haven't received the videos, because our staff has not yet verified all the information. Cool. All right, Greg. I think I've said enough. I don't know if you have anything else to add.
Yeah. Oh man. And I apologize for going so long, people. I mean, I knew we had a lot of stuff, and this is such a big topic, so we'll definitely schedule some type of follow-up webinar. I did not mean to go this long. I barely have a voice. So anyway, so we definitely will have a follow-up. Especially for the people that are on, that paid for this one, and that don't cancel. If you don't think it's worth it, that's fine. I understand. But if you don't think it's worth it, you probably don't think the next one's worth it either. So for people that don't cancel, we'll have a follow up. We kind of, because there's some other stuff that I wanted to cover as well, like how to get the big spending list, like Rico was talking about, markets very fluent, and how to really get people to spend a lot of money. Again, it's something that I've done a lot because my list is bigger now, but when I say my list, I mean like what I call the guru list or super affiliate rockstar list, but back, up to about, there was only 1,500 people on it, so 1,500 people. It's not a big list, and I did over $1.1 million with 1,500 people. All right, so I'm pretty good at monetizing lists as far as really high end. So we can talk about that next time. But just real quick, I just want to, and everybody's going to have a copy of this, by the way. I will send you a copy of this. But I just kind of wanted to just go through a step-by-step thing. Pick a demographic, okay? Don't pick necessarily start with the offer. Pick a demographic, okay? I think a good demographic are, like I said, mothers, really good because you got all kinds of offers. I would say biz op seekers are kind of like a demographic, but like you might say like young adults, if you get into like the pin submit stuff and more of the pop culture type stuff, submits like that, freebies, seekers, stuff like that. So anyway, so pick that, and then pick 5 to 10 offers that would appeal to that niche or that demographic, and then do a simple squeeze page, nothing complicated. Like I just showed you, most of the ones I showed you that I used that were the most effective were very simple. And if you don't know how to make it yourself, you can get somebody to make it. Get on Fiverr, get on Scriptlance, get on Elance. Pretty simple here. And then you have an initial offer. Okay, so if you giving away something for free, like I was saying, you could do a one-time offer, or like I was saying, step 3.5, like I said in that video that I gave about the double opt-in, like how you can, when somebody double opts in and confirms, you can give that. I mean, I would definitely recommend that you just do single opt-in because your list will end up being a lot bigger. Sometimes you might be forced into the double opt-in, and so if you do double opt-in, then you want to give them an incentive to confirm A, and then B, you want to present them an offer right after they confirm. Then you want to set up your follow-ups. Okay, a real bad thing to do or trap it out. I've fallen into before is like I'll maybe write 1 or 2 follow-ups, and then that's it. And then I was like, I'll be telling myself I'll write the other ones as I go, and I never do. So at least have like your first week or 2 weeks of follow-ups already written. If you can't write yourself, then again, pay somebody else. There's people that are write for cheap out here. Obviously, once you have that stuff set up, everything's set up, ready for traffic, you send traffic. I recommend CPV. And then, test like a madman, okay? My friend Lloyd, he has this thing called Train Like a Madman. Well, test like a madman, okay? You can use splittestrockstar.com, do all split tests you want to do, and it's free. You want to get more advanced, visual website optimizer, again, some of the tools that we use. But keep building out that path, like keep adding follows, because you want to contact the people till they buy or die, okay? Or obviously till they opt out, all right? So you keep emailing them. When you first start off, the first week, first 2 weeks, you might want to email them every day. Because, hey, if they opt out, if they don't want to see your emails and everything, they're probably not going to buy anything anyway or take any actions anyway. So, maybe like every day for the first week to promote whatever the initial offer is. Then after that, space them out, maybe once a week or something like that. But you can, but get that stuff, keep adding to it, keep adding monetization elements. You can keep it going. Multiple media follow-up, okay? So if you get there, try to get their full contact information. So then you got email, then you can SMS them, you can send a postcard to them, you can have a call center call them, and then you systematize it. Once you have all stuff set up, you got your numbers and everything, you have a system, okay? And then you bank, okay, you make money for a while, say a couple of years, you cash out, you sell it, okay? And again, like people think that businesses that are getting sold these days are like these real huge complex corporations. No, they're not, okay? Like regular, I'm telling you, I know regular people with regular internet marketers that just have a regular, like, little niche site or little business. They got a list, and they sell it for, like, $1 million or $2 after, like, a year or so. There were less than a year. I know guys that sold businesses for $4 or $5 million, inside of a year. All right, so you'd be shocked, okay? If you got some cash flow, if you got a list, you got people that's buying stuff, you can cash out, like I said in the video, okay? As far as next, you definitely want to apply, once you get all this stuff set up, definitely apply a call center because it's a lot easier. I won't say a lot easier, but it's very effective selling stuff over the phone and getting these offers filled out over the phone. So that's something else that you can do. I highly recommend spying. One place that I really recommend is a place called Black Pops. You can reach it from here, rockstaroffer.com/pops. They basically oh man.
Great. I didn't know if you had a list because it's single.
I did. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm tripping. I thought I was already showing.
No, I didn't realize you had a list there. Okay.
I'm sorry. This is the top 10. So you're saying you'll get a copy of this. But yeah, rockstaroffer.com/pops. It's basically a spy tool for CPV, so you can see like all kinds of different squeeze pages and stuff that people are using right now. So that's a really good tool. And again, testing, use splittestrockstar.com. I mentioned the voiceovers before. Voiceovers are extremely powerful. You can get a professional. You can get like a person that does commercials. To do your voiceover or whatever kind of voice you want. VoiceTalentNow.com is who I use for the most part. They're quick and easy. Let me see. Here's their site right here. Voice Talent Now. And all you do is like basically like you go through and they have like samples of people's voices, so you can pick whose voice you like, and they'll tell you like if they're available, like how quickly you can get your voiceover done. You order and then you get your audio like in a couple hours. It depends on I guess how busy they are, but I've gotten them in as little as an hour. Like you do this through 1 hour, you got your voiceover done. And it's like $49. I think $49 up to is it 30 seconds or 60 seconds? I think up to 60 seconds. Don't quote me on that. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, so it's up to 60 seconds for $49. So it's a great deal. And they're very effective, especially with CPV when you can have some sound. And it's again, you can get a professional type of voice. You can get, if you want a British accent, you can get a British accent. That's really effective. So I use them quite a bit. I wholeheartedly recommend them. And so that's that. So that's, again, there's a couple, there's some other stuff that we can cover, and I do want to have a follow up to this, especially maybe after you guys have had some time to kind of absorb everything that we've talked about here. So we'll definitely let you know about that. I mean, we have the records of who has paid and who doesn't, and speaking of that, again, let's see. I should have put this before, my bad. All right, oops, cancel that. All right, so if for whatever reason, you don't think this 5-hour webinar was worth $97, then just send an email to cancel@superphillyrockstar.com, and we will, step in there and make sure that you don't get charged. One thing I just do ask, just have a little integrity. Is $97 going to make or break me? No, it's definitely not, thankfully. But at the same time, hey, I work hard. Rico works hard. We work hard for this, and just trying to give you the best information. I mean, we really literally try to teach you everything that we know, about building lists. I mean, the only thing left after this is implementing it and doing it. Okay. So I've actually put a lot of time in this. So, but hey, if you don't think it's worth it, cancel at superphillyrockstar.com. But all I ask is that if you actually do get some value out of it, to just not be, a cheapskate or whatever, and just cancel anyway, because there's such a thing as karma. And I find that the people that try to do this shortcut stuff and try to cheat people kind of like that, end up not, end up being broke. So anyway, so cancel superphillyrockstar.com if you're interested. And like I said, we will do a follow up for for the people that remained on. And real quick, I just wanted to give, we got one more, what's the name to give away, right? One more fabulous.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. Yep, we got one more left.
I'm gonna give it to, is iPad Pete still on?
He is, yeah.
iPad Pete, I don't know if he might not want it, because he's iPad Pete. I don't know if he wants to be cool. iPad Pete, do you want this Google Nexus 7? If not, I'll give it to somebody else. iPad Pete.
No, I think he's thinking about it.
Uh-oh. Nah, I know iPad Pete. He's there somewhere. So, all right, he can. We'll make sure iPad Pete gets it, because he's a good guy. All right, so that's that. So that's that, guys. So hey, I appreciate you guys staying on. I mean, this is like ridiculously long. I did not plan on it being this long. Because of that, I don't want to have any extensive Q&A after this. So if you still have a question, I tell you what, if you still have any other questions, how should we do it, Rico? How do you want to handle it? So both of us can see their questions.
They can send it to info@superphilly.
Yeah. Send it to info@superphillyrockstar.com if you have any questions about this that didn't get answered. So because I want to make sure that everybody's got their questions answered and at least get started. Because look, guys, I mean, this is all well and good and everything, but you got to implement. Okay, you got to do it, man. All right, you got to do something. Even it's not going to be perfect at first. I mean, again, my friend Lord was talking about just throw some shit on the wall, see what sticks. That's how I got started. That's how Rico got started. Rico was probably a little bit more precise with his shit, though.
Not necessarily, but I like to.
But that's not, the only reason that we're sitting here teaching this stuff, because we've already gone through and made all the mistakes. Okay, we've already made all the mistakes that could possibly be made, and so therefore, just want to make sure that you don't have to make those mistakes. So it's a shortcut for you. So anyway. So any other questions? Info@superphillyrockstar.com. Other than that, I gotta go. I'm tired. I gotta I guess go smoke a blunt actually. I appreciate you guys, being on here, and again, stay on the Facebook group. We'll be in touch. Ask any questions too in the Facebook group as well that you have about this or any other topic. And either myself, Rico, or some of the other members in the group, we'll help you out. So, any last words, Rico?
Other than implement, guys, that's the difference. I mean, just take action. I mean, that's the difference. That's all I have to say. The guys who will see success are the ones who take action, period. Consistent action, not just like one day or 1 week, consistently. That's all I got to say.
Cool. All right, well, with that, we're going to sign out here, and you know how to get at us if you need to. So you guys have a good day, evening, whatever it is in your area, and we'll talk to you later.